Welcome to this critical security briefing. We're looking at a geopolitical chessboard today that is, frankly, more volatile than ever. There's a complex web of new threats emerging, not just from beyond India's borders, but from deep within as well.
Right now, inside India, a massive coordinated effort by security forces is actively uncovering and dismantling some pretty disturbing new terror networks. Networks with deep roots and truly dangerous ambitions.
At the exact same time as these cells are being exposed, the official talk from across the border is reaching a fever pitch. We're moving from covert action to overt threats, and it's seriously escalating regional tensions.
And if that wasn't enough, zoom out to the Middle East, and you've got a high-stakes standoff between global powers that is threatening to light a fire across the entire region, with consequences that could, and likely will, ripple across the entire globe.
Okay, so let's dive into this. We're going to break down the immediate dangers being taken down on home soil. Then we'll analyze the war of words heating up the region. From there, we'll look at the global flashpoints that could change everything. And finally, we'll see India's decisive high-tech answer to this whole new security landscape.
So let's start inside the country. A meticulously planned joint operation has just ripped the cover off a deeply embedded terror cell, and it's a stark reminder of the persistent threat of extremism. So picture this. In a really tightly coordinated op, the Delhi Police Special Cell and the Uttar Pradesh Anti-Terrorism Squad zeroed in on this key ISIS operative, a guy named Rizwan Ahmed. Now, the arrest itself was clean, but it's what they found that's really alarming. Bomb-making materials, incriminating documents, proof that a very sinister plot was actively being put together.
And look, this wasn't some new guy on the scene. Ahmed is a known quantity. He's had links to ISIS going way back to at least 2015. Authorities say he was a crucial player, actively radicalizing people, trying to breathe new life into recruitment channels for the terror group. The craziest part? He was actually detained back in 2015, but got out on bail, and, well, it looks like he went right back to his old business. And stay till the end, because I am going to reveal some shocking things in this video. Let's get back to the explainer.
Now, this internal threat has a very clear external connection. Ahmed's arrest happened right after another major bust by the UP-ATS. That one uncovered a terror module with direct links to Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI. So you see what's happening? It's a two-pronged threat. You've got homegrown radicalization, but it's being fueled by international terror groups, and you've got state-sponsored terrorism from across the border. That second group was reportedly planning attacks on major targets like the Lucknow railway station. The Pakistani handler for this ISI-linked cell wasn't exactly trying to be subtle. I mean, look at these aliases he was using. Laden, Kashmir Mujahideen. He was using very direct religiously charged language to push his operatives to carry out violent attacks in India. It's a straight line from a state sponsor right to terror on the ground.
And this brings us to the next piece of the puzzle. Just as India was successfully taking these covert networks apart, the overt rhetoric from Pakistan started to get really loud. The response wasn't denial, it was deflection. And that was quickly followed by direct threats. And the timing here is absolutely critical. You have to look at the sequence. First, Indian agencies bust multiple terror cells with direct links to Pakistan's ISI. It is only after their assets are caught that the Pakistani media suddenly starts pushing this narrative that India is planning a false flag operation. Then, that narrative gets amplified by top officials. We're talking the defense minister, the Navy chief, who then issue these very direct, very public threats. The sequence here suggests this is a reaction, not a strategy.
So you have to ask, why the sudden escalation? Well, many analysts will tell you this is a textbook strategy of distraction. I mean, look at what's happening inside Pakistan right now. They're facing crippling internal problems, a collapsing economy, massive inflation that's making people furious, and growing anger at both the government and the military. It's a classic move. When you can't solve problems at home, you create an enemy abroad.
Okay, now let's pull the lens way back, out to the global stage. Because none of this is happening in a vacuum. Right now, a really high-stakes showdown between the United States and Iran is creating these dangerous ripples that are affecting the entire world.
Tensions just exploded after U.S. forces mounted a seriously audacious rescue mission deep inside Iranian territory. The goal was to get a downed F-15 pilot out. We're hearing this operation was one of the most daring in U.S. history, and it reportedly had critical intelligence support from Israel. That just adds another complex layer to the whole situation and shows a really high tolerance for risk coming out of Washington.
Right after that successful rescue, the US president did not mince words. He put out this stark ultimatum to Iran on social media, threatening to hit critical infrastructure. We're talking power plants, bridges, and he put a hard deadline on it, April 6th. The message could not have been clearer: back down or face the consequences. And this right here perfectly illustrates the other war that's being fought, the information war. You have two completely different stories about the exact same event. Iran is putting out videos claiming they shot down multiple American aircraft. Meanwhile, US officials are saying, no, we intentionally destroyed our own equipment so that our sensitive tech wouldn't fall into enemy hands. It is a full-blown battle for the narrative. So this brings us back to the core question. In this incredibly volatile environment, you've got terror cells at home, a hostile neighbor making threats, and a world on edge. How does India respond? Well, the answer isn't in rhetoric. It's in capability, specifically in a new generation of advanced, homegrown weapon systems designed for one thing: deterrence. Okay, first up is the Surya Astra rocket system. It just finished its live fire trials, and you gotta understand, this isn't just a rocket launcher, it's a universal platform. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. It can fire guided rockets with extra precision out to 150 kilometers. Or you can load it up with the much more powerful Predator Hawk tactical ballistic missile and hit a target 300 kilometers away. That kind of versatility is a huge advantage on the battlefield. And the precision? It is absolutely surgical. The system has a circular error probability, or CEP, of less than 5 meters. Now, to put that in simple terms, it means that from hundreds of kilometers away, half of its warheads are guaranteed to land within a 5-meter circle of the target. That's pinpoint accuracy. It lets you take out high-value targets without causing massive collateral damage. Next is the Sheshnag 20. This is India's first indigenous canister-launched swarming loitering munition, and it is a genuine game-changer. These are basically drones you can launch in a swarm to go hunt for targets up to 50 kilometers away. They work together, they can overwhelm enemy defenses, and they are the perfect tool for precision strikes against tactical targets. And if we look even further down the road to the ultimate strategic deterrent, sources are indicating that a classified project is already underway for a next-generation ICBM. The goal here is to build a successor to the Agni-6 that is lighter, more powerful, has a longer range, carries more warheads, and, this is the crucial part, is specifically engineered to defeat even the most advanced missile defense systems on the planet.
Look, these stories are complex and they're moving fast. For ongoing analysis of global security and the defense tech that's shaping our world, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our future briefings.
So when you put all these pieces together, what does it all mean? Well, we are witnessing a clear convergence of threats. Internal terror plots sponsored by states, external threats being used as a political tool, and this profound global instability that feels like it could erupt at any moment.
India's answer to this new reality is a clear, decisive investment in technological deterrence, a powerful, homegrown arsenal. But it leaves us with the big, final question, one that all nations are grappling with right now. In a world of disinformation, proxy wars, and lone wolf threats, is having the most powerful weapons still enough? That is the new, complicated calculus of power in the 21st century.